There's something almost magical that happens when you hit $5,000 in savings for the first time. Most people dismiss it as just 5 grand, but they're missing the point. This isn't about the dollar amount. It's about crossing a psychological and financial threshold that changes everything. When you have $5,000 sitting in your account, you're no longer broke. You're no longer one emergency away from disaster. You've officially entered a different financial reality. And your brain, your behavior, and your opportunities shift in ways most people never experience. I'm Kyle, and today I'm breaking down why $5,000 is the most underrated milestone in personal finance, what actually changes when you hit it, and how to use this moment as rocket fuel to build real wealth. If you're anywhere near this number or just starting out, stay until the end because this is the turning point that separates people who stay stuck from people who build momentum. Let's go. The first shift is psychological, and it's massive. You move from survival mode to opportunity mode. When you're living paycheck to paycheck with zero savings, every financial decision is reactive and defensive. You're dodging overdraft fees, juggling bills, and praying nothing breaks. Your brain is stuck in scarcity, constantly scanning for threats. But when you hit $5,000, something flips. You're no longer in crisis mode. You have breathing room. That changes how you think, decide, and act. Instead of, how do I survive this month? You start asking, what opportunities can I pursue? Instead of avoiding risk out of fear, you can take calculated risks because you have a cushion. This psychological shift is invisible but powerful. It's the difference between playing defense your whole life and finally being able to play offense. If you've hit $5,000, you've earned the right to think bigger, and your brain knows it. The second transformation is practical. $5,000 eliminates most common emergencies. The car breaks down, $1,500 repair. Covered. Medical copay? Handled. Unexpected home repair? Not a crisis. According to Federal Reserve data, nearly 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing or selling something. That's insane. And it's why one flat tire can spiral into debt, missed payments, and financial chaos. But with $5,000, you're insulated from the curveballs life throws at everyone. You're not invincible, but you're protected from the majority of financial shocks that destroy others. This isn't just peace of mind, it's structural stability. You stop living in constant low-grade panic, and that mental energy you were spending on worry, you can now redirect it toward growth, learning, and building. The practical protection $5,000 provides is worth far more than 5 grand. It's freedom from fear. Here's where it gets interesting. $5,000 is also the point where you stop making expensive, desperate decisions. When you're broke, you pay more for everything. You pay overdraft fees because you miscalculated. You take payday loans at predatory rates because you have no choice. You can't buy in bulk or wait for sales. You pay full price in small quantities because that's all you can afford right now. Economists call this the poverty tax, and it's real. But once you have $5,000, you escape this trap. You can wait for the right moment to buy. You can negotiate from a position of strength. You can avoid the expensive emergency solutions that keep poor people poor. That $5,000 isn't just sitting there. It's actively saving you money every month by giving you optionality. You're no longer forced into bad deals. You have leverage, and leverage is wealth. $5,000 also marks the beginning of compound interest working for you instead of against you. Before this, most people are paying compound interest on debt, credit cards, loans, buy now, pay later schemes. That's compound interest in reverse, eating your wealth. But once you hit $5,000 and have breathing room, you can start investing. Even modest returns, say 7% annually in a diversified index fund, turned $5,000 into $7,000 in 5 years without you adding a single extra dollar. And if you keep contributing, the curve goes exponential. The difference between someone who starts investing at $5,000 and someone who waits until $10,000 or $20,000 is years of compounding. And that's the difference between comfortable retirement and working until you die. Hitting $5,000 gives you permission to shift from defense, paying off debt, avoiding disaster, to offense, building wealth, capturing growth. This is the unlock most people never reach because they think $5,000 isn't enough to matter. It's everything. Let's talk about the confidence shift. Money is emotional, and $5,000 proves to yourself that you're capable. Most people have never saved anything significant. They've tried and failed or never tried at all, and they carry a story that they're bad with money or it's impossible. But when you hit $5,000, you shatter that story. You have evidence, undeniable, concrete proof that you can delay gratification, make smart choices, and build something. That confidence doesn't stay confined to your bank account. It bleeds into every area of your life. You start believing you can achieve other hard things, start a business, learn new skills, change careers, invest. The person who saves $5,000 is fundamentally different from the person who started at zero. You've leveled up and you feel it. This isn't motivational fluff, it's identity change. You're no longer the person who's broke. You're the person who builds. And that shift in self-concept is worth more than the... Another critical advantage. $5,000 gives you negotiating power and career flexibility. If you hate your job but have zero savings, you're trapped. You can't quit, you can't risk getting fired, and you certainly can't turn down a bad offer. You take what you're given. But with $5,000 in the bank, you have options. You can walk away from toxic work environments. You can take a month to job hunt properly instead of desperately grabbing the first offer. You can negotiate salary because you're not operating from desperation. Employers and clients can smell desperation, and they exploit it. But when you have a cushion, you negotiate from strength, and that's how you earn 20 to 30% more than people without savings. $5,000 gives you the freedom to say no to bad situations and yes to opportunities that actually align with your goals. That's life-changing leverage most people never experience. Here's the momentum secret. Getting to $5,000 is exponentially harder than going from $5,000 to $10,000. Why? Because the first $5,000 requires behavior change, habit formation, and breaking old patterns. You're fighting lifestyle inflation, peer pressure, and years of bad money habits. It's slow, painful, and discouraging. But once you hit $5,000, the systems are in place. You know how to budget, automate savings, cut waste, and stay disciplined. The hard part is done. Now you're just executing a proven playbook. Plus, the psychological wins keep you motivated. Going from $5,000 to $6,000 feels easier than going from $0 to $1,000 because you've already proven it's possible. Momentum builds momentum. This is why people who hit $5,000 often reach $10,000 within a year, $20,000 within 2, and $100,000 within a decade. The first milestone is the hardest. After that, it's compounding habits and compounding returns working together. So how do you actually get to $5,000 if you're starting from zero or close to it? First, set the goal and make it visible. Write $5,000 on your bathroom mirror, your phone wallpaper, everywhere you look. Second, automate savings immediately, even if it's $50 per paycheck. Consistency beats intensity. Third, cut one major expense category ruthlessly. Most people can find $200 to $500 per month by eliminating subscriptions, dining out less, or downsizing one thing. Fourth, stack a side income stream. Freelancing, tutoring, reselling, gig work. Add $500 to $1,000 per month, and you'll hit $5,000 in under a year, even with modest primary income. Fifth, resist lifestyle inflation. Every raise, every bonus, every tax refund goes straight to the goal until you hit it. Sixth, celebrate small wins. Every $500 milestone matters. Treat yourself, modestly, and acknowledge progress. The journey to $5,000 isn't glamorous, but it's achievable, and it changes everything. Common mistakes that stall people before $5,000? First, giving up after setbacks. You'll have unexpected expenses. That's life. Don't reset to zero mentally. Adjust and keep going. Second, not tracking progress. If you're not watching the number grow, you lose motivation. Check your balance weekly and celebrate increases. Third, keeping savings in your checking account.
Open a separate high-yield savings account so it's out of sight and harder to spend impulsively. Fourth, telling everyone about your goal. Money goals are personal. Share only with people who support you, not people who pressure you to spend. Fifth, waiting for the perfect moment to start. There's never a perfect moment. Start now with whatever you can, even if it's $20. Sixth, not addressing income. If your expenses are already minimized and you're still not progressing, the problem isn't spending, it's earning. Find ways to increase income aggressively. Fix these mistakes and you'll reach $5,000 faster than you think. Once you hit $5,000, don't stop. This is the launch pad, not the destination. Your next move is to protect it. Don't touch it unless it's a true emergency. Then set your next milestone, $10,000. The path is the same, but faster now because you've built the systems and confidence. Simultaneously, start investing. Even if it's just $100 a month into a low-cost index fund while you build toward $10,000, get your money working for you. The dual strategy, growing your cash cushion while starting to invest, creates compounding on two fronts. And keep optimizing. Can you increase income by 10% this year? Can you cut one more wasteful expense? Can you automate an extra $50 per month? The momentum you've built at $5,000 is precious. Don't let it stall. This is where average people stop and pat themselves on the back, and this is where wealth builders double down and accelerate. Which one are you going to be? At the core, $5,000 isn't just a number. It's proof of concept. It's proof that you can delay gratification, make tough choices, and prioritize future you over present you. It's proof that you're not a victim of circumstances. You're a builder. The skills, habits, and mindset you developed getting to $5,000 are the same ones that will take you to $50,000, $100,000, and beyond. Start today if you haven't. Set the goal, automate the savings, cut the waste, and refuse to stop until you're there. Track it obsessively. Celebrate every milestone. And once you hit it, recognize that you've crossed a line most people never reach. You're no longer broke. You're building. Tell me in the comments where you are on the journey to $5,000. And remember, this isn't about the money. It's about becoming the person who builds wealth. That transformation starts at $5,000. Let's hit it.